Hello everybody and welcome back to LRN. Today we are discussing Nyck De Vries and whether or not he should be really considering the move to AlphaTauri that is being touted in the media at the moment. Heavily rumoured that he is considering a move to AlphaTauri over the discussed moves to maybe Williams, maybe another season of reserve driver. We do think he definitely deserves a seat in 2023, but we'd be talking about the AlphaTauri drive. Is that the right move for him to leave the Mercedes stable and to move over to Red Bull, a team and a powertrain he's never driven for before, especially at the age that he is? And I want to kick things off there, but before we do, please make sure to subscribe to the channel on the bottom right hand side if you are new. We discuss all things F1. It's all about fan opinion, so as we go through, please make sure to let me know your thoughts on all the subjects we discuss in the comments below. Really keen to know what you think. But the key thing for me here, and the thing that really we need to kick off with, is the fact that Nyck De Vries is 27 at this time of recording, right? So 27 years old. Is he too old to be going in as a backup driver in AlphaTauri? Is that a bad move for Nyck De Vries? And I have to say that in my personal opinion, I think that it is. I think he's probably better than sitting in the reserve drive in AlphaTauri. We know how toxic an environment the Red Bull stable can be now, with so much support for Max Verstappen, so much favoritism to Max Verstappen in the way the team is set up. You don't feel like you can go in there and be treated as an equal. You surely have to be thinking that even if you were in the main Red Bull team, the car's going to be designed and pushed and driven to help Max as much as possible. The team decisions are going to go against you. The way the team runs is going to go against you. The best mechanics, the best engineers are going to be with Max Verstappen. So is it the place he wants to go to? We're talking about a former champion himself. He's a winner, obviously not in Formula 1, but a champion of Formula E. And at the age of 27, does he want to come into a drive that really is a developmental role in the Red Bull outfit? Yes, they could promise him, you know, when Perez moves on, we'll be looking to move you in. But does that really give him the chance to go in and drive for race wins, even in the future, even if he got the Red Bull drive? We've seen Albon go in and fail. We've even seen Ricciardo, arguably, when that transition was happening of Verstappen truly being pushed as the favourite in that team, Ricciardo failed, even in a car that he was really got on with. You know, we know how well Ricciardo enjoyed that Red Bull, but even then it was transitioning over to a Max Verstappen team. We, of course, saw the issues that Gasly had, Daniel Kvyat had in that car. So it's certainly easy for me, at least, to think that Nyck De Vries going to join the Red Bull stable and leaving the Mercedes family, in my opinion, would be the wrong move. But do let me know in the comments below if you agree. Now, for me, the best option for Nyck De Vries is go to Williams, do what George Russell did, stay in the Mercedes family, and then get your move to Mercedes when eventually Hamilton moves on. Now, I don't think Hamilton's going to be in the sport for years and years to come. He's already one of the eldest members of the sport. I don't think he's going to go on and on like Alonso is at the moment. We know he's got other interests outside the sport. I think if Hamilton next season, the rumours are that Mercedes are focused in, their intent is to build their car for next year. They know what the issues are. They know what they need to fix, but they can't do it this year. So they're putting all of their eggs into the basket of we are going to be there fighting for the championship next season, right? And if Hamilton is in that car, completely ignore what's happened, all the rubbish you hear about Hamilton this season. Some of the stuff I've heard in the media about his appetite is complete nonsense. Hamilton's never wanted it more than he does right now. I think the way he lost it, yes, it upset him. Yes, he probably had considerations about retiring because of the way the sport acted at the end of last season. But now, at this stage, I don't think he's ever been hungrier to go and get his championship back. So if you go through the season, the fight to him, Russell's been good. I think Russell's done a phenomenal job, and I'm not taking anything away from George Russell. He has been brilliant. But when that car is, from the beginning of the season, ready to fight, Hamilton will be there and he will be challenging for that world championship. And in that stage, we'll really see what Russell's made of. Because when Hamilton gets the car underneath him that he loves, we're truly going to see a really good battle there. And that's what I'm excited for. And I hope that Russell is part of this championship fight that we're talking about. But when Hamilton gets that championship back, if he gets that championship back, which he'll probably be in a really good position to do so next season, given the rumours that Mercedes are fully focused on delivering the car next season and fully understand the rules and regs now, you kind of have to suspect they're going to smash it. I think at that stage, when he gets his championship back, he'll do a Nico Rosberg and he'll leave. He will go, I'm the champion, I'm leaving on top, I'm done. I personally feel that that's what's going to happen. I think when he gets that title back, he breaks the Schumacher record. He will be in a position to go, that's it. I've proven all I need to prove. I've won my championship back. I've beaten Max. I'm out of here. And at that stage, potentially only one season in from joining Williams, Nyck De Vries could move from Williams to Mercedes, partner George Russell, and we could have a fantastic partnership on our hands at Mercedes in 2 years' time, or 1.5 years' time, which I think would be brilliant. I think it'd be a really exciting partnership. And as I say, Nyck De Vries is already 27. Because we're not so used to him in the sport, it's easy to feel like he's still like this youngster coming through, and he isn't. You know, he's been around, he's obviously done his years in Formula E, he's proven himself obviously in that drive for Williams at Monza, but now's the time to get in. Now, I know, of course, drivers can go on, as we've seen Raikkonen and Alonso, into their 40s, but, you know, most drivers usually get into Formula 1 a little bit younger, so for him to come in at 27, thankfully, of course, we've already seen that he's perfectly capable. What his drive at Monza was nothing short of phenomenal, so fair play to Nyck De Vries. I want to see him in the sport, but for me, if he wants to succeed, if he truly wants to have that option, that potential to go on and challenge for a championship in Formula 1, stay in Mercedes, go to Williams, do your year there, maybe two. When Hamilton leaves, make sure you've put yourself, like Russell did, in pole position to take that Mercedes position and challenge for future world championships. That is my perspective. That's what I think. Again, make sure to let me know in the comments below what you think and whether you think Nyck De Vries would be right to make the shift and go over to the Red Bull outfit, of course, ending his relationship with Mercedes that he's had for so many years. Or, like me, do you think go to Williams, bide your time, and move to a title challenging outfit where you will be treated as an equal and given opportunity. The car will be developed for both drivers, not just one. I just think that Mercedes is the less toxic and it gives him more opportunity to truly challenge. Yes, of course, you know, you can make arguments about each individual second driver Red Bull have had, but I can't see past the fact that that team is so biased towards Max Verstappen that until maybe Max turns around one day and goes, you know what, actually I've always dreamed to drive for Ferrari, and he ends up leaving. If that happens, maybe things neutralise within the Red Bull stable. I don't see it happening. As long as Red Bull keep producing title challenging cars, I'm sure Max will stay there. So let's see what happens. But Nyck De Vries, for me, go and get that Williams drive. I've seen Sargent, is it Logan Sargent, linked with the drive at Williams. I don't think that's the right move for them either. I think he sounds like a really promising driver. From what I've seen on F2, he looks good. But in Nyck De Vries, we've got a much closer, proven asset. I think he'd be great for Williams. I think to finally have two good drivers in the car would be great for Williams, especially if they can go and produce a decent car next season. That'd be great to see. It'd be good to see Williams, you know, with Albon and De Vries actually really challenging, you know, ignoring his future prospects. Just to see Williams doing well would be brilliant. So certainly having those two in the car would excite me as a partnership in Albon and De Vries. But long term, stay in the Mercedes stable. Look to make that move to Mercedes when Hamilton moves on. And at that time, excitement ahead. Russell, De Vries challenging each other and hopefully challenging for the title. And of course, hopefully doing so against the Red Bulls, against the Ferraris, and maybe against another team, maybe a McLaren or an Alpine or an Aston Martin can get up into that fight as well. Of course, we'd love to see that. We want to see every single race different people winning. That's, of course, the dream in F1. But for now, we know we're probably guaranteed 3 teams, at least for the beginning of the season, looking like challenging in Mercedes, Ferrari and Red Bull. But if you want both drivers, if you want opportunity to be treated equally, stay in Mercedes, make the right decisions and move. But as I say, let me know in the comments below what you think. Do you think Williams would be best to go for Nyck De Vries? Do you think for Nyck De Vries he'd be best to go to Williams and stay in the Mercedes stable? Do you think AlphaTauri or Red Bull would be making the right move to bring him in? Do you really think he'd be given the opportunities there at Red Bull that he might receive at a different team? Make sure to let me know in the comments below. And we'll, of course, wait patiently to see how all of this plays out over the rest of the season as we get the new next season's drivers confirmed officially. And, of course, into next season where we see those new partnerships and how they develop and what may happen in the future. But as I say, let me know in the comments below what you think. Otherwise, I'm just going to thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Really close to those 100 subscribers now, so make sure to get subscribed to the channel, be notified of all future content that comes up. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.